Every single morning, the silent dialogue in my head begins before sunlight melts the shadows on my wall. My eyes open, and before I even breathe in the day's first air, 1,000 fragments jostle for space in my mind. Unfinished business, that conversation I regret, the bills waiting for attention, the hush of invisible dread curled in my chest. I never choose these thoughts. They choose me, like uninvited guests crashing the fragile dawn. I used to think this was just the start of my day, but no. This is the birthplace of my whole reality. What I say to myself in these thin, early hours traces the lines of every decision, every smile, and every ache that follows. The operating system boots, and for so long, I let the code run wild, unchallenged. But now I know. I want to write that script myself. Before we dive in, if you crave more chances to reprogram your mind and build a self unfazed by chaos, subscribe to Growth Mindset Project. Make sure you click the bell too. Let's interrupt the algorithm before it interrupts you, as you choose your own narrative. Most people wake up and inherit their anxieties. I choose now to create my day. I want you to try this with me. The next few minutes are not about positive thinking. I am not inviting you to perform saccharine affirmations or lie to yourself in the mirror. I am carving out precise instructions for the mind, rooted in thousands of years of wisdom, and now, finally, illuminated in the neon blue glow of brain scans. The ancients called it Brahma Muhurta, the creator's hour. For them, the mind in these sacred minutes was not a storm. It was stillness, calm water waiting for the smallest stone to ripple through every layer. Observation, not mysticism, led them there. The mind, fresh from sleep, is not yet tangled in the world's chaos. Neuroscience now affirms it. The first half hour or so, our brains surf a tidal shift between theta and alpha waves, a trance-like, absorbent, receptive state. More than 90% of the world's serotonin, grown in the gut, just miles beneath our beating hearts, now racing faster in the hush of dawn. In this fragile window, my old worries will try to play their loop. I refuse to let them. The first thing I tell myself, before my feet grab the cold floor, is this: I am awake before my problems. Today, they cannot speak first. It sounds so small. It is thunder. By staking my flag in these first seconds, I interrupt the default procession of unfinished tasks, guilt, and worry. It is not weakness to feel them appear. It is neurological habit. But by naming myself the speaker, I take back the microphone. 3 seconds, maybe 5, with my hand pressed to my chest. I am awake before my problems. I speak first today, not the push notification, not yesterday's regret, not the world that wants my attention, before it has even earned it. The ancient Stoics did this. The greatest emperors knew. Meet adversity by consent, not by accident. Strip away the surprise and you rob fear of its claws. If you have not yet, take a breath. Imagine how different your days could be if you claimed, even once, those first unguarded moments. Every platform, every notification, every anxious scroll inscribes someone else's chaos inside you. Not today. The next truth is gentle, brutal, and liberating. I am not yesterday. My brain, right now, as these words tremble from my memory into your hearing, is different than it was 24 hours ago. This is science, not poetry. Or maybe it is both. In the quiet theater of sleep, neurons rewire. Old pathways are pruned, and new possibilities pulse with electric promise. The failures of yesterday, the distraction, the anger, the self-loathing, those belong to a brain that no longer exists. Worst illusion is the one that says you are doomed to repeat what you were. It is not true. You are running old software on new hardware. A new chance, coded by night. Before you're swallowed by routine, take 3 breaths. On each exhale, let go of one remnant from the day before. That argument that remains unfinished, exhale. That disappointment, that missed opportunity, exhale. That wound still fresh, exhale. You are not yesterday. This is a fresh script. This one has options the old one did not. I tell myself again. Today, I direct my attention. It is the coin of the realm, the nectar every glowing screen in the world wants to suck from my veins. My attention is worth more than gold, and yet, with every mindless swipe, with every casual email, I spend it before breakfast. One single distraction, research shows, steals almost 24 minutes of my day, not because I am weak, but because the machinery of focus must be painstakingly reassembled every time it shatters. Our tools are slot machines, engineered for addiction. My mind is not up for auction. Not this morning. I do not touch my phone for the first 60 minutes. Instead, with pen trembling between dreaming and waking, I choose 3 things, only 3, to receive my best attention today. I write them down. I make myself a promise. The world can borrow what is left, but only after I have gone first. Halfway through, if this is finding you, if you feel yourself returning, piece by piece, to a self you remember, like this video, and let the world know in the comments below how you plan, today, to choose your own beginning. It is not only a conversation between us. It is a ripple, a revolution, subtle in its power, unstoppable in its quiet. Next, I will not solve problems that have not happened yet, or do not exist. I am a master at crafting monsters out of air, vivid, dramatic rehearsals for scenes that may never unfold. The mind will wander, and in wandering, it will borrow storms from tomorrow to cloud the sun of today. 47% of the time, Harvard tells us, our minds are elsewhere, not here, and that wandering unfailingly predicts more unhappiness, not less. It is almost art, the way the mind builds prisons out of imaginings. But the brain believes what it rehearses. Imagine a confrontation at work, a betrayal, a rejection. You feel your pulse rise, your stomach clench. The body cannot tell the difference. My nervous system spends its precious chemicals on wars that are only phantoms. If you find yourself lost in a future thunderstorm, try temporal labeling. That is a future thought. I am here. Speak it, softly or in silence. Practice this each dawn, and you will find a new stillness sneaking quietly into your day. You are not carrying too much. You are carrying what has not happened. It is safe to set it down. We rush. We live from the neck up. I used to treat my body as a mere courier, the reluctant servant carrying my mind to meetings and appointments. But my body knows more than I let on. In my gut are hundreds of millions of neurons, a second brain, a silent council chamber where intuition is born. My heart, my breath, my stomach nodding or unclenching, all of them send signals up, not just down. The wisdom of the ancients lives there, prana, chi, the current beneath the surface. So I slow down. Within 10 minutes of waking, I scan my own body, from the crown of my head down to my toes, noting tension, heaviness, warmth, or chill. I do not try to fix yet, only notice. The stomach's whisper, the chest's ache before saying yes when I meant no, the tired ache unhealed by sleep. All of these are data, as sharp as memory. You are not a head with a vehicle. You are a whole, a union of direction and roots. Listen, and let the wisdom of flesh anchor the riot of thought. Now I choose one thing that matters over 10 things that are urgent. This is heresy in the world of endless notifications, but it is freedom too. The urgent shouts, the important asks quietly to be remembered. I ask myself every single morning, if I could do just one thing today and forgive myself all else, what would it be? I write it down, I circle it, I pledge some time to protect it. The urgent will seduce you away. Another message, another ping, another fire to put out. But without one thing that centers you, you are just flotsam, swept by the tide of other people's demands. Protect at least a little time for your one thing. It is the marrow of your progress. Activity is not achievement. Busyness is not meaning. You are not lazy, only distracted from the real work by 1,000 counterfeits. Last, I remember, and this, more than any, transforms the day. None of this is about being unshakable, emotionless, or perfect. It is about being steady. A river, not a stone. When trouble comes, when emotion surges, when doubt dances at the edges, I pause. I claim my seat at the center. I weather it with awareness, not by erasing it. Marcus Aurelius did not ask to avoid pain. He built the courage to meet it, again and again, without surprise. This is my birthright, too. Each morning is a screenplay, and for years I let someone else write the first lines. Now, today, and it can begin today, I claim authorship. I choose the words. I create the ripple in the calm water. I am awake before my problems. I am not yesterday. I direct my attention. I refuse to solve phantoms. I listen to the wisdom in my skin. I put the important before the urgent. I choose steadiness, not numbness, as my strength. Today, if you want, you can do the same. If this guided you, if it flickered any light in the dark corners of your dawn, subscribe and hit the bell so you will never miss a sunrise. Let your mind be yours again. And if you want to delve even deeper, watch the next video. I will see you there on your journey home to yourself.